let's get going. Okay. So we don't have any guests tonight, so we're going to have some training tonight. And what I want to do is go over how to convey what a big opportunity this is to everyone that you talk to, everyone that you know, and why I share in my system that you'll go through your contacts 7 times. So when you have a list of 500 and you go through them 7 times, that's like making 3,500 touches. But you don't hit them up 7 times in the same month.
Good idea.
You go through your entire list and then you rotate back up. Especially for the people who said no or just ignored you the very first time. Okay? Now, I'm going to also share with you why it's important that I say make a 2-year commitment to yourself and make a 2-year commitment to the business. And if you don't make a 2-year commitment, you may as well just not do it. Okay? Because you may as well join, buy your coins, and forget about making money. Okay? Because you're not serious at all. But if you make a 2-year commitment, I'm not asking for 2 years of 40-hour work weeks. What am I asking for? I'm asking for 5 to 10 hours a week for 2 years for you to learn how. And see, so many people get network marketing thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. Well, I'm going to be honest with you that I think when you can make a walk-away residual income in 5 to 7 years, that's pretty much like a get-rich-quick scheme to me.
You're right.
But if you don't have patience enough to learn what it takes to do it, and to do it right, Andy, see, you've got the patience to spend the 2 years. But see, and I pick on Andy because I asked him a question when he came in, and he answered it totally wrong. Okay?
That way too.
But that's all right. But when you do learn to do the business the way that I teach you and the way that every professional will teach you who has been successful with this business, then you will succeed. Okay? But in the meantime, I'm going to show you what you're going to be building up with 7kmetals that you don't get to build up with any other network marketing company. Now, that's a big difference, right, Mike?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a huge difference. Where if you understand what I just said, you literally should be able to get anybody you know involved in this business in time. Okay? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what's the product? Diet, shake loss, weight loss cream, shake, drink, hair cream, hair growing stuff, eye wrinkle remover stuff. You know, I don't know. None of that stuff. It's real gold and silver, right?
Right.
It's real money. You know? So ask yourself, what aversion do you have against collecting some real money? Okay? Now, obviously, nobody understands numismatic coins. Why? Because it's always been an industry for the wealthy. Well, 7kmetals is teaching you how everybody can be involved in the numismatic world. And they're offering some real special buys and special coins that many of us in our first year or so with the company have been able to see demonstratively how that works. I mean, we bought like a Spider-Man coin. We bought a Darth Vader coin. There's only 274 of them in the whole world. Now, do you think that's going to be valuable or not? I mean, it's only 274 in the whole world, Cecil.
I got one.
And I got one too. And can you believe that, 5 years from now or 10 years from now, what you can get for that coin? Well, look at all the people that don't have one. And they could have gotten one if they'd have been a member of 7K. So let's talk about what I mean by 2 years to learn, 3 to 5 years to build a big business in the context of the business. So when you join, okay, and let's talk any business. We got a CPA, Cecil, you're a CPA, resident CPA, and so Cecil, other than 7K Metals, what business in the world can a person, their startup cost be $249, and to keep their lights on, the office open, their business open, their everything working for their business costs them $105 a month, and they have the potential to earn $500 a month or $500 a week or even $7,000 a week. Can you think of any business in the world besides 7K Metals?
Bank robbing.
Bank robbing, yeah. Yeah. But it costs you a lot more than that, $149. Okay, so, so that is one of the key principles, is if you really want to own your own life, if you ever have a dream of really not just having a boss for the rest of your life, then 7K Metals presents that opportunity to you. Okay, now you need to then learn how do you develop that opportunity. Well, that's when you say, well, that's what you need to learn how to do. And there's people learn. I'm learning how to do it. You want to team up with me, let's learn together. But let me show you some of the benefits of it, okay? In the 2 years of learning, because you must place on your left or you must place on your right. So when a person gets into business, and, they may start seeing people being placed on one of their sides, okay? So if they're on the left side of somebody, they end up seeing points being developed. They may not have even sponsored anyone, right, Mike?
Right.
No one. And so, but they have a left side and they have a right side. They have a counter, okay? And now, you're in there, you're active. Now, why do you stay active in the business for 2 years? You get on auto ship, you keep the lights on in your business, and here's what happens, okay? You start accumulating points. You get 1,000 points here. And if you're buying a coin of the month, you get 20 points when you buy your first one. And it goes to your weak side. No other network marketing company does that. And what are you getting? It goes to your weak side, goes on to your right side on this example. And you're getting a numismatic collectible coin.
Right.
Now, if you're getting one of the special sets that they just started this month, they're going to have the 50 set collection of the states with the 7K logo on it and the NGC logo on it. Yep. Never in the history of marketing has a global rating company matched their logo together or married it with another company, let alone a direct sales company or a network marketing company, but they put them together. That speaks volumes. But just think, Mike, if you'd have bought one of those MS-70 Silver Eagles, one a month, every month since 1986, you'd spend about $37,000
Right.
at $105, right? And you'd have a collection worth $1.7 million today. Okay, now think about the only place you can get this 7K 50 United States state collection is from 7K Metals.
That's right.
You got to be a member to be able to buy it.
That's right.
It's sold as a coin of the month. You can't even go online and buy one
Right.
from 7K Metals either. You got to have it on auto ship to get one. Now let's say you collect all 50 states, and 5 years from now, you're one of the very few people in the entire world that has a total collection of MF70s of every state of the United States of America. Now, do you think that's going to be worth something? Do you think it's going to be worth more than what you paid for it?
Yep.
Duh. So, the advantages of being able to be part of 7K are a lot greater than just making an extra $500 a week or $500 a month. But let's talk about that income. Because, see, so many people get in network marketing and they think, man, I'm going to get in, I'll make money real quick. Everybody's making money, and I'm going to make money quick. And then they get all dejected. Everybody says no. Oh, I don't want to get one of those pyramid deals. Well, you don't even know how to handle the objections. You don't know how to handle the questions. Because you haven't learned how yet. Okay? You let that affect you. You let it affect your attitude. You let it affect your emotions. You let it affect everything about you. You cannot do that. That's why I teach attitude, right? By
Right.
Chuck Swindoll.
That's
Okay?
right.
You got to be in charge of your attitude. Okay? Now, as you are buying your coin of the month, you go up, you go 8 months, and you got 80 points, and you may have 4,000 points on your left side. Points are what? Dollars. So you're building up a bank account, right? You're active. You're not losing your points. That's pretty powerful, isn't it? I mean, I want you to tell you something. How big of a business do you think you could have built? Just started, just you, left and right. It's just you. You don't have any help from above. Most network marketing works on this principle. Okay? And if they say they have infinite levels, they really don't. They have cutoffs. They have what is called team levels, or every other binary that says it has infinite levels do not. They have these rules that you have to have so many in your network and so many of these people and that people before you can really tap into that infinite level.
Yeah.
They really don't have infinite levels. 7K Metals has truly infinite levels. Okay? The only qualifiers they have is your teamwork in building your team to see how many times you can cycle a check every week. So every time you get 500 points on the left, 500 points on the right, or more, you can cycle 500 at a time by doing what? An associate is the basic symbol of this network marketing company, of this comp plan. That's one on the left and one on the right. Correct, Mike?
Right.
That's an associate. All you do is duplicate that, one on each side, and then you get another partner on your left side. You become a copper. Bingo. Now you can cycle 2 times. Well, how you become a bronze? Well, you help one of those associates duplicate what you just did. They become a copper on each side. You get you another associate to work with. So you personally have sponsored 3 on your left, 3 on your right. You have a copper on your left, copper on your right. In other words, you're building a team that team is all ranking up from the same nut, the same basic concept. One on the left, one on the right. That's simple. One on the left, one on the right. Okay?
Yeah.
And when you just duplicate this one thing, See, that's all you have to learn, Rod. You don't have to learn all this other stuff. You don't have to even learn all this mechanism. This is what you got to learn to duplicate right here. So every person you get into business, that's what they have got to have as their goal. Their first goal is to get that partner on the left, that partner on the right. That's going to stick with them 2 years, then 3 to 5 years to build a big business. See, no matter what profession you're in, you've got to learn how to do it. You don't start anything making tons of money. And if you know of something like that, besides bank robbing, let me know about it. That's legal and ethical, okay? But you got to learn whatever you're doing. Now, to become a CPA, that took just more than 4 years of college education in accounting, didn't it? I mean, you had to have specialized training, and you had to pass a certified public accountant's examination. And then to become a CPA MBA, you had to go along and get 2 more years of graduate school full time. That's like 6 years of education, right, Cecil?
Yep.
Hey, I'm sure you just walked out the first day after you got your CPA and MBA, started making a 6-figure income immediately, right? No. It took a little practice, right? It took a little building up a client base. It took years, okay? Now, it's the same thing. Look, it took me 5 years to get a chemical engineering degree. Another 2 years to get an MBA. Well, chemical engineers actually started at the highest starting salary than any other profession in the country. We started higher than medical doctors, okay, when I graduated from school. But does that mean that I made that average salary of a chemical engineer? Heck no. What do? You start at the bottom, right?
Right.
Yeah. You start at the bottom, and some of you get a little bit more, and some of you get a little bit less, right? Depending on where you graduated. Well, but you don't start way up what those average incomes are. What do? You go to work. You get experience. You get knowledge. Most people have to work 7 to 9 years before they start making what you call top income levels, right?
Right.
After what? 7 years of education. Okay? So think about the comparison that we're just talking about here. And if you have people that's been doing network marketing before and they haven't done it this way, then say, you dabbled, you thought you were in a get-rich-quick scheme, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about true network marketing as a profession, with the right company at the right time, at the right place, and the right people. That's what you've got to give yourself an opportunity for. Let's take people that are moving toward retirement or in retirement. Okay? You talk to them the same way. Couldn't you use an extra $500 a month in your retirement? Couldn't you use an extra $500 a week in your retirement? Hey, and at the same time, instead of keeping all your money in annuities and stocks and cash and saving, you get to kind of hedge yourself and transfer some of it at cost, gold and silver, into here, and you get to have a little bit of fun and earn some extra money in your twilight years, right? Good. So that's how we need to approach it. And we keep talking about this principle because, see, some of you have been in the business for a while, and this kind of concept has happened to you, and you may have 12,000 points over here, and you may have now, 400 points over here. Okay? Mm-hmm. You've just been buying a corner of the month. You still haven't sponsored anybody. You understand? You haven't sponsored one person. All you've been doing, Mike, is learning.
Right.
Watching the videos, trying to learn what to say, how to say it, what the coin drop script is, how to respond to somebody, how not to answer questions, how not to explain things, how to let all the tools do all the work, and then it'll work for you. But you got to learn that process, because if you try to work it, it ain't gonna work for you. It's just that simple. Isn't that right, George?
That's right.
You got to let it work for you, because one of the biggest things that people make, the biggest mistake, and Rod, I was the worst. Why? Because I was so educated, so knowledgeable, and all I did was puke all over everybody with my knowledge. And then I couldn't understand why they didn't see what I saw. And I said, man, they must be dumb. No, I was dumb. Because they were saying, oh, Bob, man, it's easy for you. You do a little. Yeah. I'll never be able to do that. That's what they were thinking. But see, when you let the tools do the talking, then it doesn't become you, it becomes the company. It becomes the product. It becomes the opportunity. You let it do the walk and the talk. You just learn how to be a prompter. You're a prompter. You're a one that learns how to dig what they are looking for, what they want, so you can give them the right tool to satisfy their need, to satisfy their desire, to satisfy their want. That's why it takes you about 2 years to do some learning, okay? And it takes you a lot of failure to do some learning, just like Thomas Edison. You got to fail a lot before you can succeed, okay? Now, in this time, let's look at this person that's gone through about 2 years, hadn't sponsored a person, and they may have 12,000 points on that side, one side, and 400, 300 something points on one side. And now, let's look. They may even have, like some people, 80,000 points. Okay? I want to draw this up here so you can see this number real good. When I said 80,000, I want you to read that says 80,000. Okay? A lot of people have that. So I don't care if it's 5,000, 4,000, 2,000, 1,000, 80,000. It doesn't matter. But Mike, where could you have gotten in a business that you have one half of your business is huge, and you got money in the bank, and all you have to do is start applying the skills, attitudes, and techniques that you've been learning for 2 years. Now, if you're not buying your coin of the month, you're just in dreamland, because you're going to lose your points every month. Right. It'll reset to zero because you're not active. Right? Exactly. So, let's take this person, like here, and many of you knew that in the first business I did back in the 90s, I told you about 2 young men up in Missouri. They made a living with a pickup truck, hardly could get it started, but it started, drove to the big chicken coop houses, you know, like a mile
Chicken
long.
barns. Chicken barns.
Chicken barns. And they had shovels, and they'd go in and they'd shovel out the stuff on the floor,
Yeah.
and put it in that truck and make hauls and dump the truck, come back, and they do that all day long and into the night. And that's how they earn a living to put food on the table for the kids and live in their little trailers, all cramped with all their kids. Okay? Well, they got in that gold business with us. One on the left, one on the right. And one of those brothers got on one side of his mother and another one on the other side of his mother. And the mother was losing their farm after her husband died. And she started making $2,200 every week for more than 3 years.
Wow.
That's over $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Save that for him.
Okay? Now, did that happen to a lot of people like that? No. But it happened to her. Because she had one brother on one side and one brother on the other side, right? Now, how in the world, what kind of credibility does a chicken do shoveler have with people? The product had credibility. The company had credibility. And they did the business the right way. They let the tools do the talking. Throw a video, put tape on your mouth, and say, watch it. I'm hoarse, I can't explain it, but it works. You know? That's kind of the way we taught the business back then. I told them put tape on their mouth and claim they have laryngitis. So they wouldn't talk too much. But one of those young men almost made $1 million. And
Great.
he never shoveled that stuff anymore. He runs his own glass business, all kind of stuff nowadays. Okay, well, you've heard some stories in 7K. 7K is only a little over 2.5 years old. Okay, and you heard about our partner, Dana Nelson. She got in a business up in Montana. I mean, she never really was successful at network marketing. I mean, she was a very successful real estate agent, right? And in the mountains of Montana, have to drive 30 minutes away from her home, pull off the side of the road to get cell phone reception. Okay? But she got her sister involved, got her son involved, got her daughter involved, got a couple of her friends involved, got her people involved. They got people involved. They got people involved. Those people got people involved. And that led to Jay and Colleen Lee and Diane Graver on the right side. And then now she's made hundreds of thousands of dollars with 7K Metals.
Wow.
Was it because she was so good?
No.
It's because it was the product, the company. And she had people that told her yes instead of told her no. But I'm talking to you who everybody tells you no in the beginning. Because see, it's easy for the people who everybody tells them, yeah, let's go, let's do it. Yeah, it is easy for them. But it doesn't mean it can't work for you, Rod, or Andy, or David. Yeah, it can work for you too. But you got to learn how. 3 to 5 years to build a big business. Build that foundation. Now look here. Look at this foundation that you've got developed here. Now you got some skills. You got some attitudes. Lots of people making more money in the company. You got more credibility. Companies got much more credibility. Many more rare coins are being produced and bought. Mm-hmm. Wow. Now you go and you sponsor a person, a personal sponsored person.
Unless you lost it.
Where's the markers?
On the counter, I think, George.
I got some more.
There's some on the counter. Quit. Hit quit.
Bought brand new one. Okay, you go and got run out of markers. Go and sponsor a new person. This is your personal sponsor on your right side. Okay, now, look what happened. You turned your first check. You sponsored one person, got 100 points, went up there, cycled, first check. Isn't that pretty cool?
That is cool.
That ain't how they done. You got to sponsor another one on your left. Okay, so now you sponsored your one over here. look where it had to go. Right down there.
Way down there.
It went down below those 80,000.
All the way down at the bottom.
Next open spot.
Next open spot. That's why you got all these people here in your business. No matter where they're at, you know. It can only go
At the bottom.
at the first open spot on your left-hand side. Okay? So you sponsor one on your left, one on your right. Bingo, you just made what? $500. Okay, now, that should get you a little bit motivated. Now, where are you going to start sponsoring people? We call it in your pay lag, because they're going to zero this out and they're going to start counting all over again. And so now, the next person you sponsor is going to be where? Over here, under that person. And then you help this person go through the same process that you did. You help this person go through the same process. Now, do you think this has just stopped growing? No. Because, see, a lot of these people in here have been trying to rank up, that ranking up process. So they're still sponsoring on their left, still sponsoring on their right, and that's what happens. Okay? Now, what's really powerful about this is now you got another 100 points. Now you duplicate this process. Okay? Now, let me share something with you. You just keep doing this, and keep doing this, and keep sponsoring a person who will sponsor a person, who will sponsor a person, who will sponsor a person, and then, believe it or not, you might, just might, get one of those persons like a Dana Nelson right there in your group, or Jay and Colleen Lee, or Bruce Harris, or George Donaldson, or Bob Reid, you know? You never know, because there's a lot of them out there, okay? And when you get that one star, it didn't matter if you got them or somebody else got them, and they got placed right there. And Andy, this starts going to the moon, and they start making $500 checks every week. If they make a $500 check a week way down here, that's 1,000 points coming up here, right? Well, if you can't get yourself to be a copper, then you're going to make a $500 check every week. Now, would you get mad if you're making a $500 check every week?
No.
You might get a little discouraged that you hadn't kind of got ahead of the ball game and saw in advance how to do this a little bit better by ranking up and getting yourself positioned and, you know, getting your family involved, getting your children a spot, getting in. In other words, I call it being prepped for the opportunity, okay? You know? So, this is what we mean by long-term in the business, because you never know when that's going. Listen, Rod, it's better than your chances of winning any lottery in any state, in any city, and I don't care if you played every state, every city in the United States every week. You still got a better probability of doing this than you do at winning any of those lotteries. Okay? You understand what I just said?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's what I mean by the power of this company over any other company that you've ever seen in network marketing. And what are you collecting in the process?
Real
Francis, what are you collecting? You're collecting real money, exactly. Wealth, money, things of value. You're not collecting stuff that's going to rot in your closet. You're not trying to get a little bit of commission on buying things here and there, and maybe a whole network of people buy it, and I might make $40 extra this month, and I got 10,000 people down there. Yeah, that happens. Okay. But You get 10,000 people on your left side or your right side, you're going to make some money. Now, let me tell you how you see how this works. Everybody, when you log into your back office, the first thing you're going to see is how much money you've made, right? Year to date, and since you've been in the business, lifetime. You're going to show you what your bank account is. It's going to show you the number of actives you have on your left and right. Then I want you to scroll down to the very bottom. And at the very bottom, and we're going to use this example again, and we're going to see something that's even more delightful. Because see the difference in all these professions that I talk about, engineering, CPAs, MBAs, architecture, physicians, whatever. It's going to take you a lifetime. It's going to, in many cases, it takes a fourth of a lifetime to get the education. And it takes the lifetime to work and build up an income of when you're really working all the time. And here, all I'm asking you is 2 years out of your life to learn how part-time, and then 3 to 5 years to build a huge business. And the whole time you're accumulating wealth in the process as your expense to keep your lights on in your business. You're accumulating wealth. But what else are you building? You're building a residual income. See, that's the difference between all the other professions and network marketing. See, Rod ran a $10 million construction business. It was extremely successful. Then he lost it all. Bad times, bad market, bad project. His story is like thousands of others. Okay? But what if you build up a residual income that's going to last you the rest of your life?
I like that.
That's what I want to talk about to end this up. At the very bottom down there, it has week 1, has weeks. The first,
What days of the month?
the 8th,
1, 8, 15.
the 15th, the 21st,
And 26th, 21st and the 26th.
24th,
and 26th.
Right. 1, 8, 15, 21, 26.
Okay. 1, 8, 15, 20. And then it has points. As you know, you'll see some that says 12,000 points. Well, you see some that says, let's just do 580. Then some that say 620. And then some that say 110. And some that say 320. Okay? But these are people buying coins of the month in that network on your left side. Okay?
On those particular
You
days.
add all those up down there. Now what you do is year to year, Cecil, you go look at your strong side and you add up all those coin of the months. And then at the end of the year, you add up all the coin of the month points. You're going to see your growth in your business that you had nothing to do with. But it's going to contribute to your residual income for the rest of your life. That's pretty powerful. Now, your week side is on the other side, and it's got the same weeks. Okay? And you're going to have, lower points. You may have 20, 60, 40, 80, or less, whatever. But until you start working it, when you start working it, start building it up, building your network, until you get what? That star in your network down here. When you get that star in your network, it doesn't matter if you got them, somebody else got them, somebody else got them, somebody else got them. None of that matters, Mike. What matters is that you're in the game. What matters is that you're positioned for it to happen. and that you're doing the things it takes to make that happen, to make that possible. What are the things that it takes? Sending that app out, getting a contact, learning the lines. You've got to learn what I call your 3 lines, okay? You got to learn a 1-sentence statement and be able to have your card with you at all times. Mike, if I could show you a way that you could develop a residual retirement income in the next couple of years, would you watch a short video that takes a couple of minutes?
Sure.
And if he says, what is it? I don't care. If he says anything other than yes, if he says no, I don't even give him a card. I say, really? Okay. I pegged you wrong.
Your loss.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to say anything to him. But do not give him a 7K card. That's the key. Don't belittle your opportunity to an egghead like that, who is going to say something bad about the company because you told them about 7kmetals, and they're not even interested in improving their own life. That's the kind of pessimistic person you don't want even to know about this opportunity. Okay? But you got to learn one of them. Or you got to learn, hey, if I could show you a way to get gold and silver like I buy it at dealer cost, would you be interested in knowing how? You need to watch a video to explain it, but would you like to know how?
Sure.
Okay, that's the product approach, right? I give them a card. Say, scroll down, look at this video, tell you all about it. And you learn, something. Hey, Mike, if I could show you a way that you could develop some extra time and to secure your retirement by watching a couple of short videos, would you take a look at them?
Absolutely.
Okay. I give him a card, tell him to scroll down about halfway down the middle of that front page, watch the videos, explains everything to him. I give him the card. The key is you've got to learn. Now, I've sent y'all in emails 16 scripts. I sent you Zach's through a 3-minute thing. They got in your associate training, they got pique your interest little script, verbiage that Zach uses in his training. Learn 3, that you don't have to read it, that you don't stub at your tongue with it, and it's natural with you, that it just flows. And never answer a question, ever. That is the one hardest rule for network marketers to learn. And I admit it was the hardest rule for me to learn. But when I learned it, it worked. And so that's what you got to do. And you just keep doing that and keep doing that, and you will find. Learn the coin drop script. There's nothing that works better than physical. Take your 3 or 4 silver eagles, keep them in your pocket. Use my coin drop script. Give them a card. And do that with 10 people a day. Or no, do it with 5 people a day. Literally. Look, if you really want to really make the big money and you got something like this happening on your business and you're not at the mall just saying, hey, sizing up somebody, and don't pick people who look like they're poor and can't do anything. Go to somebody that's dressed to the hilt. Just walk up and say, hey, Mike, excuse me, can I ask you, pardon me, let me ask you a crazy question. Hold your hand out for a minute. Drop the coins in their hand, ask them the question. That's it. Give them a card. 5 people a day. 5 people a day. How bad do you want to make $7,000 a week? How bad do you want to make $7,000 a week? That's my question. Okay? I wanted to pay off $120,000 in credit card debt. Yeah. I was hungry. I wanted it bad. I talked to anybody and everybody. It didn't matter who they were. And so it can be with you. The company is going to be a billion-dollar company. We got nationwide expansion. You got momentum growth going on right now. I anticipate this will last for at least another 5-10 years because you got global growth going on after that. Then you're going to start getting into stable growth. But to sum it up in the end, once you get a network of about 50, 60,000 people, maybe 80,000, 200,000 people in the business, is there still an opportunity for everybody else?
Sure.
Absolutely yes. Because there's there's 340 million people in America. About 130 million of them are adults. And if many get born, there's die every year. So you got generations after that coming up, and is gold and silver ever not going to be valuable? Hey, see you on the beaches of the world. Hope this helps you.
Thank you, Bob.